Alright, guys, swap meet season is coming up. Most clubs do their swap meets in the spring. My club that I fly with does not. It's besides the point. Mine does it in the fall. I usually have to send a private buyer to go do it because one of the mountain bike races that I compete in is that exact day. That's besides the point. Let's get into top tier swap meet finds. So, guys, let me go over some things really quick. If you go to a swap meet and you see something like, sorry, heard a noise. And you see something like this flat foamy that looks not half bad at a first glance, take a look at it. Because this plane didn't look nearly as bad when I got it, but it turned out it has foam rot. So the foam is just slowly rotting away on me. Luckily, it came with really nice servos, so it was kind of worth it. Another thing that you should look out for is half-cheap warbirds, because if it's in a good condition, yeah, it's cool. But let's be real here. Get stuff you're actually going to fly. Because if you just have it because it looks good, then it's just taking up space in your shop, your garage, your bedroom, wherever you hold your planes. And sometimes something can look like dog shit, but fly like new. Keep in mind red balls. Another thing that you guys want to look for is planes that are cheaper from the factory in good condition. I didn't buy this plane at a swap meet, but I saw one of these at a swap meet in very similar condition, just a nose wheel setup. These planes, like by Arrows and other brands that are a little bit less known, honestly, they should be more known because Arrows is an amazing brand, except the assemblies are horrible. It takes hours to assemble one of these things and get it working right. But it's besides the point. Arrows is really cool, and other brands like this, like you'll find some lesser known free wings or some flight lines that are less known. Just planes by some lesser known brands will do you well, because it'll be cheaper naturally from the factory, plus getting it used in good condition. Someone bought it because it looked cool on like Amazon or Motion RC or something, and it was cheap. So they bought it, they kept it pretty nice, they flew it like maybe 5 times, and they sold it. Or sometimes you'll find something like this in the box because someone got lazy because it's not an E-flite, and it takes more than 10 minutes to assemble. Don't blame them, though, because this plane especially sucks to assemble because you have to, put in the, control horns and everything, and you have to screw on the wings, and you have to set up the gyro and all sorts of stuff. But if you're looking for a good cheap find, definitely get this. Now, another good thing to look for is, say you want to start with jets, but you don't want to spend something like $400 on this, because this new is about $300 plus a battery plus a charger. And say you don't have a radio besides the DXS, which you should not be going from something that flies with a DXS to this, because that means you're going from a trainer to a Viper. But say you don't have a radio, then you're $600 deep. Just to get a jet like this, you fly it once, you're not as skilled as you need to be, you crash it. We've all been there. It's happened to the best of us. But that's why buying a cheap jet, like a cheap 64 that's in good condition, emphasize on good condition, you don't want a project. Biggest mistake I made with that F9F that I converted to a speed build, video will come out soon. One number, 150. It's the only number you're going to know. Just know it's a speed build. That should give you all the context you need. That plane spent more than I should have. I spent $30 for something ARF. It's a piece of shit, but it flies cool. Don't get a project if you're looking to get a first jet, because you're clearly not, say you're going from something super easy to a jet. Alright, guys, I got cut off because I need to go talk to my dad. Back on topic. Don't get something new when it comes to starter jets if you're a beginner. Get something used, like get a used Viper or a used Avanti. Get something either 64 or 70. You're going to end up spending what the jet costs new in a radio, battery, and charger, but the difference is that radio, battery, and charger works across hundreds of models, especially if you get a nice radio. Another thing really quick I'm going to bring up, get a used good radio. If you find an NX10 for half off, like $250, jump on it. Like, I have a very nice radio, but that's a long story. It was on sale for really cheap, and I had the money, so I just sold one of my favorite planes, which was one of my nicest ones, which was before I started the channel. It was a composite 3D plane. So cool. So amazing. My favorite plane ever. It was super weird because it had a V4 in it, custom made engine by a special guy. I got $2,000 out of it. I bought an NX20 because I want to start flying turbine jets. So that's trade-offs. But my radio before that was a DX6. Don't get a cheap radio like the DX6 because it's actually harder. You don't make up for it in price because you have to spend hours programming every little thing when you can just smart load a file on a nice NX transmitter. Spektrum is the way to go in the Big 25 unless you like buying from Motion RC. But if you're buying from Horizon, Spektrum is the way to go. Get a used good Spektrum radio like an NX8. You'll be off to the races. They say that's a beginner radio, but it's got the high quality feel of like an NX10 with a smaller screen. It has plenty of switches and channels. Obviously not going to do you get any good with turbine jets. Like, you need something like an NX10 or an NX20 for turbine jets. But if you're flying something simple like this, or this, get an NX8 or an NX70. Both of them, very good. You'll be able to progress a lot more with the NX8, though, because it has more channels, and it's just a nicer all-around setup. So, obviously, get a used radio. Another thing we might want to bring up really quick is used UMX little planes. Something like this Vapor. If I can get it in the shot, let me go grab it. It's sitting over here, guys, in this pile on there. Here it is. Something like this little Vapor. Oh, it's got a cut on it. Great, I gotta fix that. Whatever, I'll just get a new film for it anyways. The Vapor. Highly recommend something like this. Or like if you can find a UMX Twin Otter or something. Guys that buy UMX know. UMX planes never look as good after like maybe a week of owning them. And that's why there's not much of a used market for them. Because they don't fly that amazing out the box, except for some of them like the UMX Crescendo and Radian. Those two are actually so good because of their bigger wingspans. Like they have 600 plus millimeter wingspans. They fly like something a little bit bigger. I guess I'm going to need to cough. Ow. So, yeah. Something like a Radian UMX is a great little plane. And the thing about UMXs is they, no matter what you do, never look as good as new. Like some of my much less flown UMX planes. Here, I'm going to go over here into my main shop area. Sorry, it looks like shit. It'll be better. Some of my, ignore the EDF Sport Cub disaster on top of this plane. Like this, even this doesn't look that good because of the nose. This plane's been flown a lot less. It still flies like brand new. Oh, speaking of radios, there's one of my radios. The NX20 lives inside the house. So like this is my Timber X. Flies like new, looks like a piece of crap. See, UMX planes never look as good as they do new. They're overpriced new. You can get them used in mid-condition for actually not bad. Like the engines on the EDF Sport Cub came from a Citation Longitude that I got for, I believe, close to, I believe I got it for $30. And not that bad of condition. The reason that it became a Sport Cub is because I had a horrible crash with it. And in a future video, you guys will be seeing it become something insane. I'm actively working on it. Secrets, though, I'm not going to talk about it. Next up, a used older plane. This Radian is over 17 years old. That means that it's older than me and the guy that sold it to me. This plane has been passed through 4 owners. It still flies half decent. Something like this is so cool, so fun. Even a beginner could fly it without a gyro. It's just so nice. Like, a used glider is actually the way to go with gliders. Because even new, I feel like this is overpriced. because it's worth about $70 in foam and electronics, and it's $200. And yes, this is a very old first-gen Radian, but I'm comparing it to the Night Radian, which, yes, the Night Radian comes with lights. It's not worth $130 more than it costs to make it. I understand tariffs, shipping, all of that stuff. That's why I'm actually making a Swamp Meat video, because I don't want to get political, but tariffs have been raising prices like a lot in the RC industry. Like if y'all saw that new HPI that just released, it's like $240 in the UK, which is still too expensive, but a lot less expensive than $330 for an 18th scale basher that is brushless, but I digress. So buying used planes is going to become a lot more prominent. There's going to be a lot more planes hitting the used market because people lately have actually been buying a ton of new planes, just like me, just like what some of my friends are doing. Like I just got a Cherokee the other day. It gets here soon. Because people are buying a bunch of new planes before the tariffs truly hit their prices. Like the new GB, actually, that was released by Horizon, way too expensive. It's literally the 1-meter Mustang, a plane that I own, which is actually a good price for the receiver, electronics, and everything, at $250. It is $70 more expensive just because it's a GB. And because of because of the new stuff. Stuff's going to get a lot more expensive, and people have been stockpiling planes and cars, so you're going to see people start selling off things that they don't like as much. So a lot is going to hit the used market soon, and a lot is going to be at good prices, because people want to make enough money to buy a new plane or something. One thing that I'm going to bring up really quick, tariffs do not affect some brands that are U.S. only, like based in the U.S. and everything. Like, I believe FMS is pulling some strings to avoid tariffs. I could be wrong. But, like, a lot of brands are going to be going U.S. only. Like, they're moving factories to the U.S. Some brands have factories in places that are a little bit less tariffed. Like, Traxxas being in Thailand versus FMS and Horizon being in China. So, it does make somewhat of a difference where the stuff is from. I'm not getting political, I'm just saying stuff is going to get more expensive. Used is going to become more prominent. People are going to start buying more used planes. One thing really quick that I'm going to bring up on a different note that's not political, never buy used batteries. I don't care how expensive they get. It's just not a good idea. Someone could sell you a lemon and you'd never know. Someone could sell you a battery that they know is going to catch on fire in an hour, but you might not be as experienced, you might not realize that. Don't buy used batteries. I know it's tempting with like 6S batteries and how expensive they are. Don't buy used, especially 6S, because they're so easy to make them explode. Don't buy used batteries, okay? Just don't. It's just not worth it. Your house costs a lot more than a few battery packs. Or if you live in an apartment, especially, costs a lot more than a few battery packs. Don't buy used batteries. It's a little bit less of a big deal when it's like 1S batteries, or it's like transmitter batteries, or it's like smaller packs. But big batteries, don't buy used. Anything above, I'd say 2 cells, don't buy used. Because 3S batteries, a little bit less prominent to have issues with. Still don't want to risk it. Now, another great plane to buy used is a 3D plane. Whether you go the flat foamy route or you go the non-flat foamy route, like the extra or the slick. I'm talking about foamy 3D planes, not composite yet. That gets brought up later in the video. Something like this puppy. You know what I paid for this? $30. Flies like brand new. Like literally, I flew this in an upcoming video. You'll see this. I flew this against a brand new Extra 300. Exact same flying experience. If anything, this one's a little bit snappier because I've taken some weight off of it. And something like this, it looks like crap on the ground, doesn't look that bad in the air. And every plane has a story, and sometimes a plane that looks like it has a lot of stories is actually kind of cool. Like, I've been asked before things about this plane, like, what did this damage come from? How did you manage to do that? Like, I've been asked things about this plane before, and it's very cool to have a nice plane. I agree with you. If you have something that looks brand new, like this 2010, it looks better. But is it worth destroying especially with 3D planes? Because this is like $350 new. Is it worth destroying $350 or $35? That's what I paid for this. It came without gear. That's why it has gear from an FMS Ranger. It came with a receiver too, so this was bind and fly without a gyro. The receiver's like probably worth $10 used. And yeah, wings aren't on it right now, but they're literally right here. Came custom painted to say Red Bull. One of my buddies took it in for a week and said, "Hey, I'll cook on the paint job, just trust me, bro." And he painted it to say Red Balls. It's funny. It looks fine in the air because it just looks like Red Bull. And he did an actually good job at painting it. So, yeah. One thing you should never buy used at a swap meet is anything like propellers or, say, you want to buy RC trucks. I know it's tempting for the price. Used is not the way to go. Okay? It seems way tempting with RC trucks because of prices, especially with name brand. Like, you want a UDR. Oh, this one's only $300 on eBay. I saw a video the other day. Maybe I'll link it below. Probably not. I'll probably get lazy. But it was like, I believe this guy paid, I think, $500 for a UDR used in half decent condition, and he ended up spending $1,100 to get it to brand new condition. You'll spend more in the long run. Don't get trucks used. Especially trucks, because with planes, you can easily tell when something's been crashed. Because you can replace a fuselage on a plane, you're still going to be able to tell. There's always identifiers that a plane has been crashed. Like, maybe the motor doesn't feel smooth for some reason. Like, for some reason, this thing, even though it's had so many crashes, you can tell it feels smooth, that the motor is still good and probably has a lot of life left. While something might feel super ratchety and, like, super bad, like this little Vapor does because it's a brush motor, and you'll never realize that it's been crashed because they replaced the fuse until you're flying it one day and your motor cuts out or something bad happens. Another way to tell if a plane's been crashed, the gear. Because when you replace the fuselage, you do still have to glue in the gear on some models, and you'll be able to tell. Also the decals, because some replacement fuselages don't come with new decals. So if the decals look like they're applied by yourself, like not perfectly lined up, like on some of my planes, like this Technim, you can tell it was bought new because the decals are perfect. Same with this Viper. This Viper is actually, I believe, painted, but I digress. If the decals don't look perfect, like they look slightly off, like say the yellow stripe is like, I'd say slightly pushing onto that little gray part of the EDF on the Viper. Not on the EDF, but on the little fan outlet, I forgot what it's called. On the nozzle. If it's slightly off, it might look new, but it might actually be replaced. It's kind of easy to tell with some planes because some people will get lazy and won't swap out the prop because, say, the prop doesn't get damaged in a crash. Maybe the prop will be slightly scratched, or maybe it'll... just something about it looks slightly off. If anything about a plane looks slightly off and you're spending over $100, don't go for it, okay? It's tempting, believe me. It is tempting to get something nice used. Like, I'm going to be buying a Corsair. But the difference is that I'm paying $50 for this Corsair because my guy that is selling it to me, great guy, always gives me great deals. Because he kind of ripped me off once, and I'm pretty sure he felt bad about it. So he's giving me great deals on some of these planes. Also because he's just a chill guy. I went to middle school with him, and yeah. So, he's a chill guy, and he sells good things. Also, one thing I'd like to bring up really quick. This isn't specifically a plane, but if the seller looks unreliable, or if you don't know them, this is going to come off weird. I'm not saying, hey, they're this race, you shouldn't buy from them. No, what I'm saying is, Say you just watched them absolutely destroy their 3D plane, and then they're joking with one of their buddies saying, "Oh, don't worry, I'll fix it up and sell it for $150." Like, if they're giving little hints like that or saying stuff with their friends that they think the seller probably isn't listening, then you might not want to buy from them because they might be selling you something that's secretly been damaged. Like, for instance, some of my planes, you'd not even be able to tell that I've swapped out the fuselage before. Like, for instance, that Radian. I found an eBay fuselage because that plane is mostly just fuselage and wing. Super simple design. It's hard to tell I ever swapped out the fuselage. Like, I could probably go out and sell that plane and no one would know. That Viper has everything stock except the gear, because I had a horrible landing. You wouldn't be able to tell. And honestly, I'd buy a plane if the gear was replaced, because that just means it's going to last longer. If something little like a gear or a prop has been replaced, that's actually a good sign, because that means that they're bothering to take care of it and they bother to actually fly it. Because if you buy a plane with the complete bone stock prop that's been out for over 3 years, or maybe has been discontinued for 10, odds are that plane wasn't flown much. They haven't actually really looked at it much. It just sits there, and that's why they're selling it. If they give you a deal on a plane like this, take it. But if they're not giving you a deal, and the plane's not and the plane, like, has a stock propeller, has stock gear, has stock everything, like, they've done no work on it, they're either, like, a god-tier pilot, or it's a jet, or they haven't actually bothered taking attention, putting it into the plane. One thing to buy used, I would say, if like, say, one of your buddies actually brought, like, a bucket full of water to test out boats to make sure they float right to the swamp meet. Most of you guys probably can't relate, but at my swap meet, actually, someone had a bucket of water that you could test to see if boats were floating well in. If they bring a bucket of water, get a boat. Test it. If the boat doesn't float, don't get it. Or if there's a lot of water on the inside after you give it a good shakedown, odds are it's probably not a good option. But if there's no water in it after you've given it a good shakedown, get a boat. Used boats are fine if they don't leak. Okay? I'm thinking about cars really quick. You can never tell if they've been through hell and back. Like, literally. A motor on a car could have, like, over 2,000 hours or something crazy of use on it. But they replaced everything and they cleaned this car to the T. Got rid of any scraped parts and everything. Spent maybe $50 just to get it looking like new. Like, they replaced the chassis because it's scraped. They replaced the bumpers. Excuse me. They replaced the bumpers. They replaced everything on the underside. So it looks brand new. You'll never be able to tell. So don't go for used cars. Used crawlers, a little bit less bad. But when it comes to used bashers, don't go for it. I own several bashers that I've bought new. I don't own any used bashers, actually, but I do own a few crawlers that I've bought used. Nothing wrong with buying used crawlers. Usually, crawlers don't have nearly as hard of a life. I've sold several crawlers. I've built custom crawlers and sold them to people. Crawlers tend to have much less of a hard life than a basher, because a crawler isn't designed to be sent into walls. It isn't designed to be played with. It's designed to have fun on a trail with, and usually you're not absolutely destroying your truck. So when a crawler is used, that's less of a big deal. Used bashers, do not buy. Don't care how good the price is, do not buy it. Oh, but it comes with spare parts, even more of a reason don't buy it. Because that means that they know that there's stuff broken, so they're going to include spare parts to sweeten up the deal. Just don't buy used bashers, okay? It's expensive, I know. An X-Max is like $1,500 now. An X-Max Ultimate, but still. Like, cars are expensive, and every time you get a car, a year later, they come out with the new hotness that's slightly better than yours. Like they'll release a new sledge. Oh, Arrma just came out with the new Kraton. Or, oh, Trax has released the belted sledge. Oop, Arma, we're gonna drop the, like, most craziest car ever. Oh, Traxxas just dropped, or no, Arma just dropped the new Notorious Success. Oh, Traxxas just dropped the new Max Ultimate. Like, it's a cycle. And you shouldn't get sucked into the cycle. With crawlers, it's less of a big deal if you get sucked into the cycle. With bashers, you don't want to get sucked into the cycle. Because it will end bad. You'll end up spending more than you paid new for a used basher. Don't get used bashers. Used planes, amazing. Look for something good like this. Get a used 3D plane in bad condition. This sounds counterintuitive, but if it's something like an E-flite Extra 300 or an FMS, what is their 3D plane ever out? It's called, it's the green one. Y'all know what I'm talking about probably if you're into flying planes. If you're here for the trucks, you definitely already left. Like, planes are... It's easy to tell when a plane's been destroyed. It's harder to tell when a truck's been destroyed. It's hard to tell when a jet's been destroyed compared to a prop plane, because a prop plane has a lot more components. Like a jet is basically fuselage wing. While a prop plane, you have your engine cowl, you have your motor mounts, you have all sorts of stuff. It's easier to tell. One thing you might be able to tell is wear on the inside of the EDF, but they're probably not going to let you rip the EDF out of their like plane, especially if it's smaller, like 64 or 50, where the wings stay mounted. They don't want you taking off the wings and ripping out the EDF to test to see if it has any wear. Like, obviously, no. They wouldn't allow that. So, for that reason, it's a little bit safer to buy used planes like this. Also, with this, yes, it doesn't have a gyro, but one thing about this plane is I wasn't scared when I flew it for the first time without a gyro. Because if I crash it, boo-hoo. I got it used for $30. A fuselage is $50. Everything on this plane is replaceable because it's Horizon. They have amazing part support. I don't need to be afraid to crash something like this because I didn't buy it new. You have a lot less guilt, especially with 3D planes, especially when you're flying without a gyro. If you're going crazy, you have a lot less guilt if you crash going crazy on your $35 extra that says Red Balls versus your brand new $500 Slick. I don't think anyone makes a foam Slick. Slick 6S definitely doesn't exist. I'm just making up a plane. Slick 6S, brand new hotness, greatest 3D plane on the market. One of the pros endorses it. It was on Cletus McFarland's channel. It was on, what's it called? It was on all of the channels, blowing up. It's $700. You eat crap with it, you're done. You're done, bud. Especially if you're flying on a budget, you're done. You're not recovering from that. Even if you replace it, even if you replace the fuse, even if you replace the wings, it's going to be more expensive. Get something used and cheap. Because if I eat shit with this, boo-hoo. But if I were to crash that Viper, it would be a very sad day. Like, it would probably ruin my day at the field, and I'd probably pack it up and leave. Like, one of my buddies who was at the field, he crashed his F-16 and, like, just immediately left. He just packed it up and left. I don't blame him. It was a super nice F-16. He fixed it, though. It looks fine. But still, it was a sad day for him. So, you won't feel nearly as much guilt if you crash something cheaper. Also, because something like this, it already has a safe amount of wear on it. So you're not going to encounter issues like, oh, I just bought it out the box. How do I know if the trim is set up right? Oh, the trim's super jacked up. I just crashed it. Or, oh, the CG is insanely messed up. I just crashed it. Like, you're less likely to encounter issues like that with something used because someone's had more time, more experience with it to iron out the kinks. One thing I'd like to say really quick. Unless you saw them bind the receiver to a plane or something, or unless the receiver's in a plane that you saw someone fly previously. Like, some people actually let you test fly planes at the swap meet. If you crash it, you have to buy it, though. Shit, I think my face revealed myself. Probably not. If you crash it, you probably have to buy it. So, like, I've seen a few, what's it called? People buy receivers that aren't in planes. Like, they buy a safe receiver for 20 bucks. They're like, oh, this is a steal. They get out, they fly with it. Their plane browns out immediately because the receiver was actually fried. It's a really sad day for them now. Okay? Don't get used receivers unless you've seen them work. Or unless you know the guy you're buying them from and he wouldn't sell you cheap crap. If you do buy used receivers, though, one thing really quick, if it's a Spectrum receiver, I'm just saying this because this video is going to be over 35 minutes, I bet. If you send it into Horizon Hobby saying it's having issues, they'll send you a brand spanking new one. Don't abuse this system or else they'll take it away. But if it's truly fried, send it into them, they'll fix it. Or they'll send you a new one. So, on that note, I'm probably going to wrap up this video. Go out there, buy some used planes. Go out there, have fun. Go out there, crash planes. Fix them, fly them. Don't crash them again. Do good, learn, be flying. Be the best pilot by the end of the year. I don't know. Go out there and enjoy this hobby. And know that you don't have to spend $800 to have a good experience. And on that note, yeah, go, I'm just gonna sit here in silence for like 2 minutes. Go fly a Vapor in 30-mile-an-hour wind for me and see how it turns out. I actually don't want to do that, but if y'all want to lose your Vapor, try it. And on that note, I will see you guys in the next video. Christmas is coming up. A lot of big things are coming on Christmas. A lot is gonna happen. Big channel updates. We broke 100 subscribers a few weeks ago. I said I'd make a 100 subscriber special. And I have. I've made the truck. I just haven't had time to get out there and film it yet. I wanted to put out a long-form video really quick because I was checking on my alt account, which is my school account, and I'm only subscribed to myself for some reason, just so I can see if videos upload properly. And the newest video in my new videos section was actually uploaded. It was a Tail Heavy video, and Tail Heavy hasn't uploaded in forever, which, I mean, I know they probably have a ton of stuff going on, but it would be really cool if they uploaded again. That would be peak RC content. But, I don't know why I'm talking about another channel that I'm not at all involved with. And, yeah. But my newest video was actually over a month ago now. It was on Thanksgiving last year, I believe, like a few days before it when it dropped. So, yeah. I haven't uploaded long form in a while. The reason I haven't been uploading in a while, really quick, I'm just going to say it. I've been making a lot of videos where I fly my planes with the fancy hat mount. I was going to film it at the field with the extra, but then my hat mount actually broke beforehand. I'm going to mount up a different system for my phone for filming. Maybe I'll just have a camera guy. Because there was a really chill guy. He was actually the club leader that was there last time I was there. And I'm sure if I'd asked, he would have filmed for me. But I digress. So, yeah, the reason you've not seen any driving or flying content is because I actually can't move my finger past a certain degree. Because of these really bad cuts, if I move it past a certain degree, it actually opens them back up. And that is the finger I use to hit my throttle cut, and I use to hit my flap switch. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. I'm a thumb flyer. A lot of people swear against it because you have more jittery movements. If you have Expo, it's no big deal. But, so I can still fly. It's just not as easy now because I can't hit switches or else my cut will reopen. And, yeah. Actually, the cut came apart from a video that's going to come up soon. I'm scratch building a custom plane that I may or may not make several of and sell. For a very limited lineup, I doubt anyone will be watching this video to the end. If you did, comment down below Viper 90. Because that's the most random thing you could comment. I know nobody's gonna comment. I don't have that many views, but I'm still trying, y'all. So, yeah. If you're not already subscribed, you should. I make almost daily content. Like, I have a lot of scheduled uploads, so I get out daily content. Even lately, when it's been finals week, I literally 2 weeks in advance filmed a bunch of content, so it would auto-upload for me, because I have a ton of finals, and I don't have time for YouTube. I'm sorry, y'all aren't my #1 priority. Maybe you will be in the future. Probably not, because school is important, guys. Yeah, a lot more flying videos are going to come out, though, because my winter break starts on Friday. This video will probably be out by tonight, or I'll have it set to upload tomorrow. So, yeah, my last day of school is very soon. I'm very much feeling the pressure. My school's Wi-Fi actually went out, so we're kind of cooked. We're going to have to take finals on paper, which sucks for me because I hate writing. But, yeah, I don't know why I'm going on such a long yap session. No one's going to watch this to the end. But a lot of content will come out over break. Trust, guys. I'm getting more boats for the summer. In fact, I'm getting a Jet Jam, actually, because it's on sale. And because my current jet boat, which is the Pro Boat, Jet something. It's the little blue one, okay? I don't remember the name and I don't want to go deal with it. But, yeah. My little Pro Boat is, real nice. That plane... Or not boat. That boat I've been having ESC issues with, so I'm getting a Jet Jam because it's slightly bigger. And, yeah. And also because it's kind of faster. But, so, channel updates. There's going to be a Cherokee coming soon. There's going to be a Losi Baja Ray coming soon. That's the thing I'm most excited for. And then I'm trying again with helicopters as well. After Christmas, and I'm getting a Cherokee as well. Plus the new remote. So, yeah. Because I don't fully own the NX20 yet. The NX20 I will own very soon. Basically bought it for myself for Christmas, and I decided to hold that promise and won't open it until Christmas. So, yeah. I'll see y'all later. Have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great Christmas, y'all. I don't know if I'll have any more long-form videos by Christmas. But if I do, that's great. Have a great Christmas. Have a happy New Year. Don't fail your New Year's resolution. You didn't fail NNN. You don't need to fail your New Year's resolution. I can't believe I just referenced NNN in 2025. Yeah, can't wait for the great meme reset, because 6-7 is too old. I need to stop with that. I don't know why I'm yapping, so bye.